Hi friends! Today I cover my September favorites that I know coming in at you late. But before we begin, hi, I'm Alicia. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you are returning, well, thank you for visiting me again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things, all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. If you want to check out any of the virtual classes that I teach, maybe things that are happening in person, then please sign up for my newsletter down below. I wanted to start with lifestyle again as I received such great support from my last video explaining how I downsized from a queen size bed to a twin one. The majority of the comments were very supportive and I was very touched by the fact that you all understood where I was coming from and encouraged my decision, and I definitely felt even more validated, so thank you fam. Continuing with this theme, I mentioned in that video also that I was getting an Elfa shelving system to completely redesign the other side of my room. Now technically the system was installed in October, but I couldn't wait to show you in the September video. So here is how my wall looked before. It was just ultra cluttered. You see the TV there. I have my dresser, which it's like a family heirloom at this point. You can't find furniture like that anywhere. I'm telling you, that thing is old and it is still smooth the drawers like butter. So I contacted the Container Store and they have representatives that will help you design based on the dimensions of your room what Elfa system will be best. I got the standard white Elfa system, and because I am in an apartment, I needed it to be freestanding as I don't want anything to be on the wall, just so that the walls don't get destroyed or damaged in any way. I had to take out one section because unfortunately the feet of the shelving system came out too far and my door wouldn't have been able to open. So it's okay, I sacrificed like one part of the shelves, but overall, this is how it looks like. You can see I'm a little bit of a pack rat like my dad, but it is far better. I feel, again, as I mentioned in my last video, the fact that I can breathe in my space. I now have an advantage in using my vertical space because as you saw in the before photo, I simply could not use that space because I only had drawers, I only had dressers, and they only came up so high. But if I was able to get the shelves higher, then I could further utilize the vertical space that I do have at my disposal. Even if it's a small space, I think that is a great strategy if you are also undergoing any type of interior design things. It's all about using what you have, and I did have a vertical space, so it's like, okay, well, how can I use it in a way that will help me store more makeup and other things that I had in my room that were on the floor, and it just made it again feel claustrophobic and cluttered. I still have a lot of things to get rid of. This was more just to put everything back that I had to take out for the installation to happen, and I'm really happy with it. I'm looking at it now and like I told my friends, it looks like the final clearance section in a department store, but that's okay. It's totally cool. I just have my random bits, but I can see everything. And I think that's what I was dealing with before. I put my stuff away in layers and in ways that I couldn't see what I had, but now I have everything stored in boxes, and all like the trinkets and random things that stand alone I can still see on the shelf. I still have space on my top shelf, which if I needed it, I could definitely use it. And I want to get a couple of things to put my papers in and just desktop things like file boxes and all that to just better organize my receipts, my documents. I also got these foldable wire bookcases from the Container Store here in the back. Now I know they're darker, and because they are where my door is, it definitely brings in the space closer. But what I like about it is that they're metal. They're foldable. And what I also notice when you're trying to take advantage of your vertical space, that it is vital that whatever you have, ideally you can hang stuff on, just so that, again, you could take advantage of the possibilities to store more things, to hang more things, because again, we don't have much floor space, but we can get it up. I could put magnets on there, I could hang lights. So I'm thinking about maybe getting like those small lights, hanging them down from the top just so it can light that space a little bit. It feels like you're walking in a library initially. And then you'll come in and you just see the wider space that, again, I had wanted to achieve and I had in mind when I thought about getting rid of my queen size bed. And I'm really excited just to put the finishing touches on this project. It is not yet done. I want to get some neon signs to hang on my closet doors that fold. So any suggestions, let me know down below. I would love to hear. But yeah, this is fun. It's an ongoing project, but one of the highlights of, yes, technically October, but I wanted to show you this now if you happen to be going through the same thing and just needed a little bit of inspiration, because I know I got down about the fact that I don't have a huge space. Well, I could flex my vertical space, and I felt inspired to make use out of it, and I was inspired to take advantage of what I do have. And the fact that, yeah, it's okay that it's a small space, that it's not grandiose, but you know what? It's my space. And I finally feel like I'm in a place at a wavelength that is positive, that is inspired and creative. And when I walk into my room, I'm happy. I'm so happy with how everything is turning out, because again, we're not done. Stick around though, fam. I'm sure I'll have more updates for the October favorites video, because I'm thinking about getting a few things, adding a few things, and yeah. All right, so that is the Elfa shelf. What else do we got? Well, we also have my Hobonichi Techo planner. This is a special collaboration design with Yuki Fujisawa. It is a Tokyo-based designer textile label. I will leave the link down below to the website, because it's a label that uses different mediums like foil, dyed techniques, and lace to create like this vintage worn feel with beautiful coloring and textures. And I immediately was drawn to this. You can see that there's different gradients of color here on the foil, and that there's lace, and this foil is actually hand pressed. And if you haven't heard about Hobonichi, it is a Japanese planner brand that uses very lightweight paper. It's called Tomoe River paper, that can withstand a lot of different types of ink and pen tips, so it doesn't bleed through. And each day has its own dedicated page, so you can use the planner as a planner, especially because on the front it has the months in the day block, and it also has dotted paper in the back if you want to take some notes. And on the front here, you have different card slides if you want to put your stickers or what have you. On the back, you have different panels if you want to put some note cards. And this is one of my favorite features, is that you have the butterfly flaps, which you can then put your pen through. And this was the special edition pen that came with your Hobonichi purchase. Push the pen through the butterfly flaps, and that keeps the planner closed. And I adore this color, as it matches perfectly with this planner cover design. And these are sold out. I knew it would be, because when I saw the preview, as Hobonichi likes to share what they're going to go on sale with, which I think is very helpful, I knew this was going to go like this was going to release Japanese time 10 a.m. and since they're in the future, I logged on 10 p.m. our time Eastern, and man, I bought this so fast. And they even have instructions. It's like, listen, if you want to buy something but not have it ship it out yet, because they were releasing their different Hobonichi planner covers on different weeks, so you could hold your purchase until everything has released, see what you want to buy, and they'll ship it out together, which I think was really great for them to do. And they even provided the instructions for you to do that, so there was no confusion. I just wanted one because I went crazy last year. I might end up, well, no, that's a lie. I did get a Hobonichi Techo cousin, the day free one, which didn't have all the days. It just has, well, let me show you. Hold on. Let me go to my library. This is the day free version, where it doesn't have all the days of the year. It just has blank pages that you are actually more than welcome to use as you like. It still has the months here, so you could keep track of days and months at the front, but then you could use the rest of the planner however you like. So I wanted this on standby just to have a bigger notebook to work with, but also just to have the dates available as well. So can't wait to start that in December and then figure out how I can use my older planners that I have not finished yet. There are a lot of YouTube videos about repurposing planners, but if you have your own ideas about that, please let me know down below. We got more sneakers this month, fam, and actually I didn't just wear these in September. I had these since May, and I needed to share because these are the North Face hiking sneakers, mainly for walking. You can run with them, but it is recommended by the brand that it is not long distance hike trail running, that you just keep it walking. But you see there's a slope to the sole and it's very padded, and on the bottom they have large ridges, again, to walk on the pebbles that are usually found on trails when hiking. I brought these with me to Power Monkey Camp, and we are on a lake where basically it's just the gymnastics facility and the surrounding area is just the woods. But it does make a difference if you do find yourself hiking for a long period of time that you have the appropriate footwear, because for instance, I was able to wear my APL sneakers that I showed in my August favorites video because I wasn't walking a whole lot with those sneakers on the trail. I was just walking from my cabin to the main gym. But then on our field trip to the waterfall where we were walking all on hike trails and I used my North Face sneakers, it does make a difference if the sole is thin and you're stepping on pebbles and rocks and uneven terrain. It could take a toll on your foot. So that's why I would always recommend that you buy sneakers exclusively made for trail walking and or running. But I'm happy I bought those because they're ultra cushiony, and I just love, again, that slope in the sole encourages that forward stepping motion when walking, or, you know, again, light running. Light. And they have such great support that I found myself not tying the shoelaces. At times, I just put them in and went wherever I needed to go. And also the coloring is really great with the white, black, and orange. It just gives it a very like mod look to them. So I will leave that link down below. I bought these from Paragon, which is a sporting goods store that we have in New York City downtown, where they carry a whole lot of different brands, but I'll make sure that I find those specific ones and again link them down in the timestamps. And the next brand I wanted to showcase is an earring one. Here we have Charlie Girl. Charlie Girl has a lot of different earrings on their site, but I was just taken aback by these cute little posts. So here you see we have the autumn leaves and the pumpkin spice latte earrings. I'm not one for pumpkin spice anything, but I could do a pumpkin spice earring, okay? And they have such great shine to them. See that beautiful mahogany look to the earrings. And the next one here, these are Halloween ones. You have the poison bottle and the sparkly purple witch's hat. Like, I'm dying. I bought also these mini pink scream earrings. Look at those. I have the glittery Saturn earrings as well as the green alien heads here that I'm wearing. And these are one of my favorites. Oh my gosh. The cat, are you kidding me? The cat with the mirrored silver tombstone post with the RIP on them. I'm dying. I wore these, I think, on Sunday. Meow. And lastly, we have the mirrored pink pumpkins. For the life of me, I forgot which other designs were included on this strip. I don't know where they are. I purchased so many earrings in the last 2 months, and I also bought a few designs from Undoubtedly Mad. So I will show those for next month. But man, I love these. I love posts, and I'm one to wear lightweight, smaller earrings generally because when I'm wearing my mic, even the smaller charms could clean against the headset, and you can hear that on the other side of the mic. So posts for me are great, especially when they're shiny and they have such lovely character to the design. So I'm not sure if those are in stock anymore. I know when they dropped, I went on the website immediately when they went live because I'm like, I need them. And if they sell out, I'll be so sad. But I think I saw something about Charlie Girl releasing holiday earring styles that small. I'll see you at the checkout, fam. I think we covered all lifestyle stuff. Let's get into some skincare, specifically body care. And again, like the North Face sneakers, I had been using this for months. I just kept forgetting to mention it in a favorites video, but it is the La Roche-Posay Extra Dry Skin Body and Face Lipikar Balm AP+. This also comes in a lotion form as well as like a creamier balm type of a formula. I have 2 of these. I finished the eczema balmy tube So my bathroom, like squeezing the last bit out of that. And this is the creamier version. They also have a lighter lotion version, but this basically has all of my favorite occlusives in one. We're looking at water, shea butter, glycerin, dimethicone, niacinamide, mineral oil, which I know people are like, mineral oil. I like it on my body. It keeps it moistured. Try that again. It stays moisturized. It keeps all my water droplets in the lipids, okay? It doesn't have any fragrance, and I actually realized this when using lotion. When you apply it on damp skin, it sometimes takes a while for it to absorb, I think because of the water. If you use shea butter or something really balmy in consistency, then it just slurps up that water right away, and you could just rub it on you really fast. But with shea butter, as much as I love it, because it doesn't absorb the same way this does, I found that it got on my robe or my clothes more so than staying on my skin, but this stays on the skin. So here's the consistency. It's pretty thick, but again, I just love how it feels when you apply it on your skin. But as it says on the bottle, this is for body and face. So if you undergo any skin sensitivities or what have you, if you can't use anything with fragrance, then I will look into this. This is really simple. You could put it on your face, you could put it on your body. I do have a designated moisturizer for my face. If you're not comfortable using that, then of course, I would always encourage you to do what you're most comfortable with when it comes to body care and skincare. But this, I found, has been exceptional for my body. It gives it the moisture that it needs. My skin feels soft. It does not feel greasy. It doesn't feel like sticky either. It just feels replenished without the excess. And I'm pretty much convinced that this is like my holy grail body care lotion. I just fell upon it while I was strolling through my local CVS, and I was like, oh, what is that? Read the ingredient deck. I'm like, this is the one. I'll try the lighter lotion version just to see and have an opinion on it. But I have another one on standby because, again, I love it so much. And I'll let you know if I ever try the lotion one again. But this one, it slaps. Next up, we have an eye makeup remover. Bifesta. I'm saying Bifesta. It's a Japanese brand eye makeup remover. It could be Bifesta. You'll let me know down below. As you know, one of my favorite mascaras that I've been using for the last few months is the Clio Professional Keel Lash Super Proof Mascara Volume Curling Version. This one does not move. That's what I love about it. I apply it on my lower lashes. There's no transferring. When I apply it on my top lashes, the curl holds, fam. It's just like, the problem, because this is super proof, as it says, other makeup removers like Bioderma, for instance, doesn't cut it. Even my cleansing balms, it was, I had to spend a little bit of time just gently rubbing the balm through my lashes so the mascara could actually break down and rinse off. And I ran out of my Sephora eye makeup remover, and I was just distraught by the fact that they changed their formula. If you remember, years ago, I had mentioned in like my best of whatever year that was favorites that the Sephora eye makeup remover, specifically the waterproof one, was holy grail all the way. That thing broke down anything I had on my eyeballs. And the new one with the new packaging design, something was off with it. It was not the same. I cannot put or pinpoint rather what was different about it. All I could say is that it wasn't as effortless in removing my makeup as it was when I used their first waterproof version. There was a strange scent to it that was not super overwhelming, but it's one of those things where you just love an original something of whatever, and when they change it and it's not completely the same, you're like, So I went on a quest to find a replacement, and this is the one. I had mentioned before that Korean and Japanese made mascaras that are waterproof. It's like next level waterproof, okay? And that's why I'm like, well, I need a next level eye makeup remover from either Korea or Japan, because other ones just don't cut it. So I've been using this for the last month, actually maybe month and a half. Maybe 2 months, maybe. It's fragrance free. It's like that bi-phase formula that you have to shake before using. is remarkable, and it takes off that mascara like whoa. I like to just press it on first, let it sit there for a while so the mascara can actually dissolve and break down, so there is no unnecessary friction. You don't want to lose any lashes, okay? I have another bottle on standby, and this will be the one that I will continue purchasing unless I run into another formula that exceeds the excellence of this one. But right now, this is the one. Now on to the makeup. I don't know if you've noticed how shiny my cheeks are. LYS was very kind to send me their new highlighter collection, and again, I could have waited for October, but I just had to share. I actually redirected the package to come to Tennessee where I was in Para Monkey Camp so I could just try it, and if you saw my IG story photos, that's where I took pictures of the product, which worked out because it was just grass and lake, which served as a beautiful backdrop for these highlighter products. LYS came out with 3 products: the Aim High Press Highlighter Powder, the Aim High Multi-Use Liquid Highlighter, and the Vitamin C Serum. So I didn't extensively use the Vitamin C Serum yet. I will get back to you on that. Perhaps I will save that as a possible October favorite. We shall see. If you want a dedicated video on the Aim High collection from LYS, do let me know down below, but I wanted to show you the swatches for all 3 pressed powders. We have Brave Champagne, Genuine Rose Gold, and Fearless Warm Bronze. The consistency for these highlighters, they're almost like a creamy powder feel, and when you take the swatch, you can feel how tight it is in the pan, but the shine is insane. It almost looks like metal. Now the lightest shade is Champagne, which leans very more gold, I feel, than Champagne. So if you're on the pale side of the spectrum, I'm afraid these will only probably serve you as blush toppers or even like a cheek highlighter if you wanted to go that route. But before I show you the demo, I also wanted to show you the multi-use liquid highlighter, which here I applied on top of my foundation. On one side I applied Rose Gold, on the other I applied Champagne, and these are phenomenal to use. They're very easy and seamless to apply on the skin. On the demo I used a finger to tap it on the cheekbones, and it just melted into my skin. Did not disrupt my foundation application. It did not look spotty. It did not look uneven. It does have a little more silkiness and slip than the Lisa Eldridge I found, because many people were saying that the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow liquid highlighters, they were having a hard time with its application, and that it didn't look even on the skin. It looked patchy. It picked up the foundation. I think the LYS Aim High formula has a little more slip to it, is a little more liquidy, and because of that allows for a more seamless blend on the skin. You can use a brush, but I like to use a finger application for this type of a texture. I still didn't use this with my foundation as a mixer, but I'm pleased to say that even applied as a highlighter on the cheekbones, the formula does not look overly shiny. It looks more like a glow. It's very fine pearl, I guess, and I have to look into the product details again. I could always do a dedicated video about this, but I just admire how it melts into the skin. It doesn't look artificial, and it just looks, again, glow from within type of an experience in terms of the finish. I apply the Aim High Press Powder Highlighter on top. Now you can see when layering these 2 products together what you can accomplish glow factor wise. Incredible. I apply the Rose Gold together on top of the Aim High Multi-Use Highlighter, the Champagne shade on top of that side, and then I went in with the Warm Bronze. I already applied the Warm Bronze shade under the lighter shades as like a liquid bronzer moment, which I actually love. I didn't know what I was going to expect from that application, but man, I applied the Warm Bronze powder on top of the liquid highlighter, and woo-wee, it was looking shiny. I think very well. You could do whatever you want. This is whatever. I think, yes, a little more summer appropriate. However, you can go as shiny as you want in the dead of winter. It is totally fine. I love the fact that I can still achieve a bronze look with using highlighter products. This is a little too shiny for me for every day. Again, I think you will do well either just applying the liquid highlighter or just the pressed powder. Something I did recognize when playing with these in Tennessee is that because of the tighter formula in the pan, I think it'll be better to use a slightly stiffer brush so you could pick up more product than a softer one. Also, if you find yourself applying the pressed powder on top of dry skin, it will have more of a scatter glow effect versus like more of a wet effect if you were to apply this on top of whether it be the Aim High product from the same line or like a balm or a setting spray. That's going to melt the powder pigments in a way that will leave behind like this ultra high shine metal look to the cheekbones. So depending on what brush you use, what you layer the pressed powder on will determine the shine factor. So beware, if you don't like a lot of shine, then make sure you proceed with caution in terms of the brush that you use and what you apply this powder on top of. If you want just a light scatter effect, then I would just apply the powder alone on the cheekbones without anything underneath. And lastly, we have, which is in heavy contention with the bronze palette, the Natasha Denona retro palette. I argued that this palette was very much, well, first I said goth and many were like, I would say more Victorian. I pivoted on that I agree this is more vampire, Victorian, just like old rose, vintage type of a feel. People were caught up with the whole like retro feel that they experienced in the mini retro palette, which houses like a more khaki green. And upon announcing the retro palette, people were expecting an expansion on that color story, but Natasha wanted to expand more on the mauves and rose tones in the mini, and she did this. Outstanding. This palette is just, it is absolutely gorgeous. What can I say? Do a little demo here. I also have a video covering the retro palette. I have another video comparing this palette to the Melt Cosmetics She's in Parties one. And to quickly go over that, I did not mention this in that video, but people went with She's in Parties because of the staying power. Yes, you're not going to get as much staying power from retro because especially with the cream to matte formula and a lot of the metallics in here, I think Natasha utilizes like some type of slip in the ingredients that unfortunately will negatively impact their longevity. And because the Melt Cosmetic formula, the matte one specifically, is drier, the drier the shadow, the more it's just going to stay on your lids, especially if you have a primer on there. So I understand one that's looking for longevity, that yes, you're going to get that from the She's in Parties palette. Although I found that I got pretty good longevity using this with, I know the Hourglass, the brand is just whatever. I bought that primer maybe like a year and a half ago somewhere. I'm switching primers because Bobby Brown was very nice to send me this. Hold on. These are the Long Wear Cream Shadow Sticks that are also encouraged to be used as primers. I have both vanilla and truffle. They sent me the whole collection, which I'm so grateful for. Thank you, Bobby Brown. And I was like, oh, well, if I could use this just on the lid, then maybe I could use this as a primer instead. I haven't gone through all the shades yet, but I thought I could quickly cover, just a little light demo here. I much rather apply primer from a stick. If I have to squeeze something out, I know you're like, Alicia, how freaking lazy can you be? It saves time, fam. It saves time. So I thought, why don't I use these for a few weeks as primer and get an idea of how they work under shadow. And so far, I rather like the consistency, the fact that they don't need a dry down time, and I can control the application. Because it is a stick form, I could also place it here under the lash line, which why not, since we apply shadow there anyway. We'll get a little more adherence from that application. And you're gonna do that. I realized I did not apply concealer. Let me do that now. I I went so overboard with this highlighter. I was just having a ball. And also shout out to BK Beauty and Lisa J for sending me the Angie Hot and Flashy collection, the collab collection. Look at this guy. It's like a mini 101 contour brush. This is the A506, and the fact that it's flat on one side makes it supremely easy to apply and blend your concealer. And it's synthetic, which is great for cream and liquid products, as it will not soap up extra product like the natural hair brush would. And this will allow you maybe to use less product under the eyes because it'll just keep it all on there for you. Look at that, in no time at all. I love it. Still using Pat's under eye powder in yellow. A lot of my complexion stuff hasn't changed, I have to say, for the last couple of months. Going in with Andy, I'm going to throw that in the crease. I know I rarely do the same eye, but just for the sake of time, I'm going to spare you, fam. I want to do more mashups with Retro. I also want to do some mashups with Celestial Odyssey, so I have all the ideas and so little time. Going in with Brew, I'm gonna tap that on the outer corner, taking it under Andy, and then using some swirling and twirling to blend. What I also admire about Retro, I know I presented this as a favorite and did not share any details as to why. The color story, obviously, as I had, went into about the vampiric Victorian feel it gives me, but that the consistency of the different formulas in here are solid. The mattes are amazing. The cream to mattes, which for this palette we have the most in one, besides Metropolis, which is a different format, although the pans are small. This is the 15 pan mini that has the most cream to powder shadows so far, and the cream to powder formula is consistent with the shades in terms like not one is better than the other. Like, they all deliver, and the colors are sophisticated in the sense that they influence each other's theme. So for instance, if I went in with Andy first, this is going to steer to be more cool. But if I went in with Go-Go instead, it will be a little more rose warm, which I love. So even though you only have 15 shades in here, because of the different undertones and hues, you just have limitless possibilities of like how many different rose, mauve, burgundy types of looks you can achieve with this palette. I'm also using a Tan Seido brush from Fude Beauty. They were so nice to send this to me. This is a YKQ12. It's all Kolinsky, which makes this very expensive. Look how big this brush is. But I'm just playing with it in this demo because you can use this with liquid, powder, cream. The fact that it's a flat brush, but I'm able to kind of like get crazy here with a whole look, it's gonna be kind of excited, so please stay tuned. What shall we go in with now? You know what? I think I want to do Helio, which is found in Lila. It is confirmed Lila will be discontinued alongside Gold. Everyone is getting those palettes now because they are classic Natasha Denona. And Natasha had mentioned that Helio, what's the other shades? Amara and Nude Mauve all exist in Lila, but they are one of her most favorites out of her entire eyeshadow palette collection. So that, that's something else. I'm using my finger, as I like to do with metallic formulas, to get a little more shine on the lid, but this brush picks up mighty nicely. Quickly going into Patty, which people were expecting more shine from, but I like just the satin nature of it. I think it very easy to use and to blend, and I'm placing that on the inner part of the eye to bring in a little more rose to that transition. What else should we do now? Ooh, Glitz. Glitz is the first chromic crystal like something. We're gonna use that as our designated highlight shade. This brush is a little big for the inner corner, but I'm just determined to see what or how many tasks I can get away with. Tapping that here over Helio. Isn't it crazy that this shape brush was able to blend out not too bad. Just placing a little more groove here. It's very smooth on the skin, I have to say. Like, it's just sliding. A little bit of Mod, which is the matte pink undertone shade right on top on the brow bone. I know you're disgusted with me. How can you not have done your eyebrows before filming, Alicia? I know, I'm terrible. Hold on. Eyebrows are complete. Eyebrows are complete, but let me get this. Clamp. Let me put on a little mascara. Also, as I am applying these lashes, I just finished Attack on Titan. I finished the anime last week, and I believe part 2 for season 4 is slated to drop January of next year. I did finish the manga as well, and I am just distraught, fam. I'm so upset, and I'm just going through it in my mind. Like, could have there been another alternative? I don't know. There is a fan-made ending, Attack on Titan no Requiem. They're releasing a part 3 soon, so if you are an anime fan, if you've read that already, let me know what you think down below. It's one of those things, Attack on Titan just deals with a lot of themes, war, sacrifice, racism, classism. It's just a lot. It hits close to home. Basically, it reflects on what actually happens in real life, just how war affects people and the casualties that come about. You know, that everyone has people that who is right, you know, both sides, whether 2 or more, all think they're right. It's so hard to grapple. Anyway, so I'm like in a tizzy. The good news is that Demon Slayer Season 2 Mugen Train arc doing over again here in October. The Entertainment District arc is slated to release December 5th. I love that they're doing the Mugen Train arc again. I know some people disagree, but I want to see more Rengoku, okay? That's just how it is. First episode is on Hulu. Comes out every Sunday now. Sundays are going to be so great now. The lashes are done. Okay, thank you for letting me share on that little tangent. Let's put on some lipstick. And here's the finished look with a lot of the products that I mentioned as favorites for this video. Let me know down below what your favorites have been, what you think about the items mentioned, and again, any interior design ideas you have down below, please let me know. I'll see you down in the comments, fam, and until then, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you on here again with another monthly favorites room transformation. Get ready with me or vlog. Take care, and I will see you again soon.